We're Nano Japo African Drum and Dance. We're honored to be a part of this ceremony for the biggest candle lighting of the Kanara anywhere in the United States. You all, as Motor City people or non-Motor City visitors, understand you're a part of history. So when you go back to your homes, note this and tell the stories in the future. 50 years of celebrating Kwanzaa. Everybody say Ashe, 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 oh! We're playing softly because coming up is one of the most important ceremonies that we do in African culture. It's called libation. So the drummers will play softly until the libators get here. Umoja. Umoja. See somebody give me a chair.
Of respect, I'm going to ask permission from my elders to proceed.
Ashe.
For permission being granted, I'd like to, at this moment in time, enter into the very sacred act of pouring libation. This is something from way back with our people. In fact, as a young man, I heard about it. But it wasn't that far off. For our ancestors did pour out to the living, to recognize, understand, and respect.
It's right outside.
None of us got here by ourselves. Understand the shoulders of those who come before us.
Let's grab the one outside.
Because of that reality,
Grab that one outside.
we have to stay connected to it in order to be proper.
I need a chair.
Going forward into the future. And so I'm going to do a very brief libation. I'm going to make it
Grab one and bring it in.
someone from antiquity, someone from modern history, someone from our personal history. And I'm going to open it up to the crowd to say names of individuals that they would like to welcome in to celebrate with us in this moment. And in between those moments, you will say Ashe. So I'm going to start off back in ancient Canaan. Some of you may know it as Egypt. But there was a woman who reigned as queen and pharaoh of the land. Her name is Hatshepsut. And she was in that position based on the fact that the young man whose turn it was to succeed the pharaoh was not old enough. So she was just supposed to be holding the space. But much more than holding the space, she held it down, she put it together, she pulled new economic opportunities, she pulled new military strengths into the country, and caused one of the most prosperous periods in the history. If you know anything about Frankincense and myrrh, she did a great expedition into the land of plant, transplanted those plants, and slavery in New York. She made her way to the South and found her enslaved son and got his freedom. With no GPS, Facebook, or any of the modern conveniences that we use to navigate. She was able to do all of this and then free him. She went on to advocate for the rights of women and people oppressed all over. She ended up living in an autonomous community, meaning that everything that they had and needed, they could do from within their own community. At the end of her life, without preconditions. And so to her strong warrior example, for the libation, we say our shame. And then last but not least, my most favorite person that ever walked the earth, my mother, Ruth McKenzie, who is now an ancestor, taught me many lessons as a child, brought me into the knowledge of my history as an African in America, equipping me as a black man to be able to stand with confidence and do the things that I need to do in the midst of all of the odds. For her strong example, for her tremendous trampoline that she put in front of me, I pay a honor to her for libation and say our shame. At this time, I want to open it up for anybody else in the audience who'd like to call out names of loved ones, esteemed people who have passed on from this life, who you'd like to honor in this moment.
William Matthews, Gertrude Miller, Nancy Abrams, Carrie Abrams, James Jackson, Carolyn Jackson, Troy Jackson.
We know we can stand here all night and call the name and we really go along. And so leaving none out, we put one final libation, believing that time is an interconnected circle. We are living in an eternal now. Pour upon those that are born, the great work that they do to receive the liberation of our people. We pour libation and say, I say,
And so it is done.
and saints, choir. Let's give them a warm welcome. As they make their way to the
Paul Taylor, who is the chair of the African Liberation Day Committee. Please allow an applause for Paul Taylor.
All right, all right. Hotel family, how's everybody? Oh, come on, let's make some noise. How's everybody? How we doing out here? We want to thank God Almighty who gave us this opportunity to be here today to celebrate. Is that what we're here for, to celebrate? We got to make some noise when we're here to celebrate, right? We want to make sure that people know that we celebrate our history, we celebrate our culture, because we are, oh yes we are an African people. Where the Africans at? Where the Africans at? Where the Africans at? If you're African and you know it, don't be ashamed to show it. Say it loud. What? I'm African and I'm proud. How about that? I'm African and I'm proud. You know, I'm so honored to be here, whether it's on time or right on time or whatever. We got to do what we got to do. And I'm so pleased and proud of the brothers and the sisters. Let me make sure I say that, the brothers and the sisters. Maybe I should say the sisters and the brothers, right? because of them and us working together and us staying together, we're here celebrating our history and our culture. That's what we're doing. You know, other ethnic groups around this country, around this world, they always never forget from whence they've come. Am I right about it? And they show that. They have their events, they have their opportunities, be it the Jewish community, the European community, whoever you want to call. They have homage to their history and their culture. And we certainly do too. I want y'all to make a big noise. Come on with it. I should have got a little applause on we certainly do too. I want to thank Brother Cofield, Marvis Cofield, the Alkebu-lan Village. Oh yeah. Let's thank our city councilman that just walked in the door, y'all. Let's thank him as well. We want to thank each and every one of you because, again, together we stand, divided we fall. If we stay together, we can't lose with the stuff we use. Am I right about it? We can't lose, and we ain't gonna lose because, again, we know that God is on our side. Oh, yes. God is on our side. And so I want to just say again to you and thanking you and saying to you that we appreciate you for taking time out to come down here in our city, right? This is our city. Come on, y'all. Is this our city? Y'all act like, is this our city? We pay taxes. We deal with all the things they put on us when they put it on us. And yet and still, we want to make sure they know that this city belongs to us. This downtown belongs to us. This area belongs to us. Because we are an African people. Oh, yes, we are. And it's because of that that we will never give up on who we are and whose we are. I just want to call Greg McKenzie. I don't know where he is, but he's around here somewhere. Oh, there he is. You know what? I knew when I got up off this stage, on this stage, I could not and would not end it without giving a major salute to this brother right here. I can't believe it. You know, I can't believe it, but he can achieve it because he put his mind to it and he can do it. And we love him for that. And we thank him for that. And I know, you know, I don't know how many of y'all down here older than me, not a whole lot though. Y'all might thank you all. But I'm thankful that I can get up and walk and be a part of this celebration. Because God is good, y'all. And when you got people like this brother and other brothers, our city councilmen and other brothers around this city, and the sisters, then there's no limit to what we can do. So again, it's Kwanzaa time. What time is it? What time is it? What time is it? What time is it? Because we Kwanzaa and we know it, and we ain't ashamed to show it. Give yourself a big hand. Thank you. Thank you.
Another round of applause, please, for Brother Paul Taylor. Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Yolanda Jack. I'm the manager of community engagement at the Charles H. Wright Museum of African American History. And I'm so happy to keep this program moving forward. Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, everybody. All right, here we go. So we're going to keep moving forward with some remarks, please, from Mr. Anthony Zander, Director of Civil Rights, Inclusion, and Opportunity of the City of Detroit.
Good afternoon, my brothers and sisters. How y'all doing today? Good. Again, my name is Anthony Zander. I am the Director of Civil Rights, Inclusion, and Opportunity for the City of Detroit. So today, on this first day of Kwanzaa, we stand here as a collective, together, to celebrate an unprecedented achievement, bringing the largest Kwanzaa Kinara to the largest majority black city in America. Detroit has shown again what it means to be inviting, what it means to be inclusive, and why the city has been branded a world destination. So for these 7 days, families and communities will come together to remember and honor the past, our culture, and African American heritage. So during this time, and from January 2nd to December 25th, I want you to reflect that to the left of you and to the right, we are each other's village, each other's culture. We are the pathway to strengthening our community. That's right. We may be strangers by sight, but we are brothers and sisters by blood. That's what brings us here. That's what we celebrate. Detroit is a melting pot of cultures and religions and nationalities, and that's what we embrace. So from now on, just like every other annual installed monument that celebrates the diversity of the city, practiced in the city, Motor City Kwanzaa Kinara will also have a home in downtown Detroit for years to come. That's right. But please, let me say, it cannot go unsaid that this historic endeavor would not have been possible without the tireless work of City Councilman Scott Benson, the Alkebu-lan Village, Downtown Detroit Partnership, the City of Detroit, and all the generosity of our sponsors. And I stand here before you and say thank you. We are welcoming. Do not let me, the Director of PREO, my department, be a stranger to you in all your endeavors. And so to you, I say, stay blessed, my brothers and sisters. Have a good afternoon.
Thank you, Brother Anthony Zander. One more time, please, for him. As a reminder, family, you don't have to stand in the back. You can come stand in this area right here. We just do want you to avoid the camera person. And our elders can be seated in this reserved area. This reserved area here is for our elders. So please do feel free to come stand in this area, this open area. That way we can have a little bit of space. All right, all right. As we continue forward, we're going to get ready right now for some excitement, some action, I'm ready for it. I'm gonna get on out the way right now. The Alkebu-lan Warrior Martial Arts with Grandmaster Marvis Cofield.
I need to move these back. They're taped in.
Can we move this? I'm an elder. I'm going to try to do this, y'all. Hold it. Y'all better help me now, because I ain't scared. I know this technology is another level. Give yourselves another big round of applause.
Check.
You know what we come to do. Let's go to the Once more, spread out, spread out. Save the baby, spread out. Once again, we are the Alkebu-lan Warriors. 45 years old come next month. Give them another big round of applause. For Ghana, Inama, Kitayari, Pika Kifamasi, Ija, Ma Moja Ngumi Kati, Ija, Ma Emoja Jew, Ija, Ma Ngumi Chindi, Ija, Ma Moja Ngumi Kati, Chu Chini, Mnafamu, Sorry, Ija, Kitayari, Pagana, Inama, Kipun Seeker. Let's give them a big round of applause. Step back. Our system is over 45 years old. We are the Alkebu, the African Center way of teaching martial arts. At this time, we're going to demonstrate a form which is called Moja, the first form, Peyton front and center. One of our youngest babies. Give her a hand. Step back, step back. Pagana, Inama, Kitayari, answer. Six years old. One of our youngest green belts in our organization. It's one of the beginners forms. Whoa, give her a big round of applause. Pagana, Inama, Peyton, give her another big round of step back. Forms are prearranged fighting techniques. Then we'll have the hands of steel, Jordan Steele, front center. He'll demonstrate one of the best forms I have ever seen, and he has competed all over the country. This is one of the immediate forms. Pagana, Inama, Kitayari, answer. Eight years old, been with us for 2 years. From the womb to the tomb. Teaches self-respect, self-control, self-discipline, and lastly, self-defense. Pamoja tutashinda, together we will win. Kitayari. Pagana, Inama. That's empty hand sparring. Now we'll demonstrate what we do with the weapons, which is called, some of us, the staff. My staff and rod conference me, you'll see why. Pagana, Inama, Kitayari, one of our newest black belts, been with us for 3 years and a half. He missed only 3 days out of 3 years. Give another big round of applause before he starts. Answer. The Alkebu, the African way of teaching martial arts, the mental, moral, and martial. Once again, weapons, empty hand, Pagana, Inama. Now we're going to have one of our youngest black belts, junior black belt. He's going to demonstrate one of his forms, which is Hisaba, which is the one that's very important because it has over 115 moves. Pagana, Inama. Answer. Takes a lot of concentration, dedication. Been with us since he was 5 years old. He'll be 14 next month. A lot of discipline. Push it. Very good. Techniques. And our sister there have 5 belts, white, orange, green, red, and black. At this time, we're going to show some self-defense techniques called the running hand. Quentin, Delta, and front and center. Let's go. Pagana, face the audience. Inama, face each other. Anza, begin. This is just to show the discipline, hand control. Once again, self-control. Pagana, face the audience. Inama. Now we're going to show you what we can do in terms of breaking. It's not just strength, but it's technique. At this time, Lure Angel, Peyton, you all step back, please. Peyton, front and center. Hold the board, devil. She will attempt to break a 2-inch board, never been broken downtown in the Beacons Park. She needs your uninvited attention. Pull the cameras out. Pull your video recorders. Pagana, face the audience. Inama, face each other. Set it up. She's breaking with the, get in the basket, get in your back stand, hammer fist with this backhand. Don't hit him now. Don't hit him. Get straight, ball that fist up. And you hit it 2 times, the 3rd time, break it through. Tap it once. 2, let's go. Oh! Peyton, Pagana, Inama. Save the babies. You better watch this baby. Give her another big round of applause. Next break will be done by, let's do it, Devin. We got about 1 minute now. I got 1 minute. They own me now. But come on, at the end of the day, we come here. We work too hard. Now give me my 30 seconds. Come on up. Let's set it up. 3-man attack. Quentin, German, get the boards. German, get the boards. He's going to break 2 boards by demonstrating. Before that, I got to get my little person. Come on up here and do that front kick. Save these babies. They work too hard. Set it up now. Front snap kick. The hands are still, the foot is still. Get in your stands. Ball that fits. Come closer. Get up a little closer. Front snap kick. Off the front leg, the back leg. Front snap kick. Junior. Off the back leg. Switch legs. That's it. Bend the board a lot. Tap it once and go through it. Yell loud and proud. Tighten up. Hold that hand. Come on now. Go. Hold that board member. Come on, focus. Bring it down a little. One more time. Put it down. Hip to heel. Let's go. You got it. All right. Go ahead. Reverse punch. Let's go. Turn around. Turn the other way. Go ahead. Reverse punch. Backhand. Go ahead. One more time. Tighten up. Turn it. Okay, wait a minute. For Ghana? Inama? Let's give him a hand. All right. All right, next. Let's go. Last break. Let's go. Set it up. Robert Germany, let's set it up. Set it up, Germany. Let's go. He's going to use the hands technique, not the fist, with the palm, with the hand, with the knife hand. Let's go. Set it up. This is the last break for the day. Let's go. Spearhead. Let's go. Need your undivided attention. All right, Pagana, line up, black belts. Inama, happy Kwanzaa. Let's give you all a big round of applause. Let's go. All right. I think we did pretty good. Pagana, face the audience. Inama. Let's go off the wall. Let's go one at a time. All right. Alkebu-lan. We got brochures. We got flyers. If you're interested, thank you for your undivided attention. All right.
Thank you, Baba Cofield. Give them another hand clap. Oh my goodness, those young people breaking boards, taking care of things, getting us ready. We're going to bring to the stage Umoja. I'm ready to say it. I'm ready. Habari Ghani. All right, we're going to bring to the stage a good friend of mine, and you've seen him already. You've been seeing him around, one of the leaders, one of the organizers of this activity today, Mr. Gregory McKenzie.
Mic check. All right, we good. All right, I got to ask y'all now. It's a question you may or may not know the answer. Habari Ghani. All right. I think we all going to have it by the end. Umoja, unity, the very first principle of Kwanzaa. What a fitting principle to start with. Bringing things all together, bringing us all together in this moment. You know, my position on the program is to talk about the Motor City Kwanzaa Kinara, which is the reason why we're all here gathered. I heard somebody say, well, we can cheer for that. The Motor City Kwanzaa Kinara. Some of the best things in life come in threes, right? So it was a triad that came together to bring you all to Motor City Kwanzaa Kinara. It originated with an idea from Councilman Scott Benson. Then he had a conversation with Infantisi Marvis Cofield. Cofield told his part already. We built the pyramids. Of course we can do it. Infantisi Marvis Cofield then called me. I reached out to professionals that I know, including Brian Cook of Develop Architecture, as a primary reach out. And within a few days, he had sketched up a very rough and crude version of what you see behind me. But we had something to get started with. And then the conversation continued and we started to investigate how did the other structures get financed. If the menorah or the Christmas tree are what we're talking about. And we learned that Downtown Detroit Partnership was instrumental in aggregating the financing for those. And so we reached out to DDP, and DDP completed the three to make a triad. As a result, we got the Motor City Kwanzaa Kinara. So this is an incredible accomplishment. This is a community-led effort. Councilman Benson came directly to Alkebu-lan Village. Alkebu-lan Village then took it into the next phases of construction, ensuring that the cultural elements were preserved, properly put in place, so that it would be a Kwanzaa Kinara worthy of respect for anyone who looked at it from any angle, including the founder of Kwanzaa himself, Dr. Maulana Karenga, who reached out to us and will participate in this program later. And so, we're very proud to be in front of Kwanzaa in a way where we're saying this is a celebration that's worthy of worldwide attention. This thing came out in 1966. This is 2022. These principles are as true now as they were then when we're coming out of the political pressure cooker of the 60s into a time where now in the 20s, we're needing to remember unity. We're needing to remember self-determination, collective work and responsibility, cooperative economics, purpose, creativity, and of most importance, faith. This Kwanzaa Kinara has been an exercise in absolute faith. The flight of the bumblebee. Some people say the bee only fly because it don't know it can't. The money for the Kanara has not even all been raised, yet the Kanara is downtown and campus marches complete. And so it's with great excitement that I'm sure you can see pouring out of me that I tell you all that story. And real quick before I get out of here, pay homage and respect to Brian Cook of Develop Architecture, to Juan Sneed of JMS Engineering, 55-mile-per-hour winds couldn't knock it down. To Steve Mason of Semi-Energy Renovations, our carpenter. To, see, I'm drawing a blank. All of the volunteers who came out, friends and family, worked through the night, ensuring that this thing would be here. And most importantly, to my wife, who made the space for me to sacrifice for the community time and energy to produce the Motor City Kwanzaa Kinara. Let's give it up for Mama Shakira, y'all. The VIP, MVP. All right, and that's it for me, y'all.
Got to make sure the technical work is done, taken care of first. And good afternoon again, everybody. Habari Gani. Habari Gani, everybody. I am so happy to greet you again. I am Yolanda Jack on behalf of the Charles H. Wright Museum of African American History. I am the manager of community engagement there. I'm so proud and so excited to be here on this night, the inaugural lighting of the largest Kanara. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited, y'all. Are y'all excited? I'm excited. Oh my goodness, this just a year ago, an idea. Today, a reality. Kwanzaa represents a core connection to African and African American culture. The Nguzo Saba show how we have built the world we live in and how we intend to live in the world as well. During the holiday season and throughout the year, the meaning of the principles of the Nguzo Saba, Umoja, unity, Kujichagalia, self-determination, Ujima, collective work and responsibility, Ujama, cooperative economics, Nia, purpose, Kuumba, creativity, and of course, Imani, beginning the year on faith. These principles anchor us to one another. We lean into these principles in order to honor ancestral guides, to strengthen our resolve to face the current obstacles, and to teach the next generation what we stand for here today. These are our principles. This is our culture. And I'm so happy to have this conversation with you all today. And to begin to frame that conversation, we're going to illustrate for you how these principles are in our community. I would like to bring an opportunity for the Umoja debate team to come on up to the stage. Umoja debate team.
And just a quick announcement before we bring the Umoja debate team up. We like to have Aaron Squire. Is Aaron still in the building? If you would and could stand on behalf of the Target Corporation. They were the very first group to pledge $10,000 for the Motor City Kwanzaa Kinara. This was back last year, well, maybe the beginning of this year, when this conversation was in its infancy. Target jumped in with both feet thanks to Creole, City of Detroit, and their partnership in pulling that together. So I want to thank and appreciate them while they're here. And also want to make another announcement that these couches are here reserved for our seniors who want to sit comfortably and not have to stand. And I see one or two as I look out into the audience. So if you don't feel comfortable standing and you are a senior or you are an elder in the community, we'd like to invite you to have a seat, please, on the couch. Okay, Umoja debate team.
Habari Gani? Habari Gani? All right, so my name is Juwan Howard, and I'm the founder of Umoja Debate Team. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about what we do in the community here in Detroit, but before we get started with any program, we do two things. We do an affirmation statement, and we do an African proverb of the day. Young brother Vernell is going to lead our affirmation statement for us, and we're going to follow his suit. He says a line, we repeat after him.
My name is Vernell Clark, and I'm going to be doing the affirmation statement. I believe in myself.
I believe in myself.
I am capable of doing anything I put my mind to.
I'm capable of doing anything I put my mind to.
I am smart.
I am smart.
I am a critical thinker.
I am a critical thinker.
The world have a need for me.
The world has a need for me.
I have a powerful voice.
I have a powerful voice.
My community is important to me.
My community is important to me.
And I am important to my community.
I am important to my community.
That's all.
Good job. Good job. All right, Ashley, got it. Good job.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'll be doing the African proverb. At the beginning of each session, we usually start off with one. So today's African proverb is, if you want to go quickly, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Umoja.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Brandon Harrison, and I'll be defining what Umoja means. So Umoja means unity, and it's the first principle of Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa emphasizes the importance of families and communities to come together and celebrate African American culture. The way Umoja Debate Team creates unity is by focusing on team building and uplifting youth voices through competitive debate. Throughout debate, we are teaching public speaking skills, confidence building, and knowledge of self. Once the youth are aware of their own personal talents, this will inflict a sense of pride and self-empowerment within themselves. Umoja.
So my part of the whole thing is essentially to bring it all together. How does Umoja relate to Detroit? And as Detroit, as we stand here as the blackest city in America, Umoja relates to us now more than ever. We literally have everything we need to build whatever we want to build here. Politically, economically, socially, whatever it is we want to do, we have it here. The thing that we are missing is the unity piece, is the Umoja piece. And so as we kind of continue to figure out what this means for us, think about that and let it sit with you and resonate with you. We have everything we need. We need to come together and make it happen. Umoja.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jada Morgan. I am the Vice President of Umoja Debate Team. So I'm going to tell you guys a little history about us. So in a short but very, very dynamic time frame, we've accomplished so much. So we expanded into John R. King Academy for our after-school program, and then we secured a contract with DPSCD, and one school soon turned into 6. We put on a whole day of community events with 7-2 Day on Puritan Avenue, and then we purchased 3 blighted side lots and turned it into what we call Umoja Village, right on Puritan and Schaefer. So Umoja Village. So Umoja Village is a beautiful community space, community garden, art, community meeting space, and so much more. And I know that I'm forgetting some things as we've done and will continue to do so much in the city and in our community. And we worked with pretty much everybody from babies to elders, and we wouldn't be able to do any of this without the strength of Umoja. Unity.
We have a table here in the back. We deal with youth for ages 11 through 15. Like she said, we're currently inside of 6 DPSCD middle schools. So come learn more about us. We're right here in the back. We got a whole table. We got stickers for y'all, brochures. Thank y'all for your time, and happy Kwanzaa.
Thank you so very much to the Umoja Debate Team. All right. So coming up to represent Kujichagalia, the Shed at Mark's Place. If you don't know, that's Brother Quasi coming on up to the stage.
All right. Abarigani. Free the land. Free the land. Oh, man, we supposed to be downtown, y'all. The city failed us on this one. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to say the truth here. Kwanzaa's about the truth. We're supposed to be in the spirit looking at that big old 30-foot Kanara, and we over here on the other side. Wow, but the story of the Motor City Kanara is a story of Kujichagalia, another principles embodied in Nguzo Saba. But I want to tell another story about Kujichagalia, or better yet, self-determination. It is a story that begins in the Mama Land about Africans who weren't yet Africans. Yes, before slavery and colonialism, there were no people who identified as African. We had Fulanis, Dahomians, Ashanti, Igbo, Yoruba, Wolof, and many other ethnic groups who hadn't yet viewed themselves from a continental perspective, literally until they found themselves together in the hulls of a boat. Or should I say slave ship? We could argue that we, the descendants of those kidnapped and reduced to slaves in America, made that leap in self-identity
before our brothers and sisters in the motherland. Still, before slavery, these people hunted. They raised crops, they built cities, engaged in trade beyond their borders, they praised God, they raised families, enjoyed cultural celebrations, and protected themselves. Like people in other parts of the world, they were evolving societies engaged in the arts and scientific inquiry. These societies were achieving higher levels of social, economic, and political development. These people were living self-determination. They were in control of their own destiny. They were the embodiment of Kujichagalia. Then came the slave trade and colonialism to disrupt that wonderful flow of history, a flow of history that we must set back on its course. Kujichagalia means self-determination, and according to the Nguzo Saba, it means to define ourselves, name ourselves, create for ourselves, and speak for ourselves. Before slavery, colonialism, and gentrification, yeah, you know I had to throw that dirty word in there. Like slavery, it's rooted in exploitation. This is what we did. We defined ourselves, we named ourselves, we created for ourselves, and we spoke for ourselves. Then after being human trafficked to the West, we became appendages to our masters. I'm gonna say that again. We became appendages to our masters. We became attached ourselves. We began holding on to their leg and never letting go. Dependence, the opposite of self-determination. Sycophants and ass kissers. We live by and under the rule of others. Keep that first and foremost in your mind. I dare say others who smile in our face and stab us in the back every day since we've been here. That is the opposite of self-determination. If you leave here knowing one thing about this principle, about Kujichagalia, know this. Self-determination starts with self. Self-determination starts with self. And if we will ever truly live up to this principle, we will never truly live up to this principle until we take back control over our own destiny, until we stop letting other people tell us what is valuable or important to us. That is where we started, and that is where we must return, to creating history and stop being victims of it, to build a new African nation. That's what Free the Land about. It ain't about no urban garden. It's about national territory. And with that, I'll leave. Free the land by any means necessary.
Thank you very, very much. All right, as we keep it moving forward, we're going to bring a little bit more funk and excitement and dance to you. Please help me welcome to the stage, representing Ujima, Collective Work and Responsibility, Al Noor Performance Ensemble. All right, one more time for Al Noor Performance Ensemble. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. As the young ladies pick up their dashing, we're going to keep moving forward in our program. We have a representative of the Black Farmer Land Fund coming to talk about Ujima. Habari Gani, everybody. Are we sure? Habari Gani, everybody. All right.
Peace, family. Peace, peace, peace. I'm here to talk about Ujima, which is, who knows what that is? Cooperative economics. Yes. That's the third day of Kwanzaa, fourth day of Kwanzaa. That is the fourth day of Kwanzaa. And I want to give you a really practical example of how cooperative economics can work. One example, I've been in the farming community for about 10 years. And so I began to notice a trend in the city where it was harder and harder for people to acquire land for farming. I've seen people take up to a couple years to just purchase land, to grow food for themselves and their family or for their community or to sell at market. And the folks who were getting through the system pretty easy didn't look like us, you know, so it was really easy for certain folks to get in because they had access to lawyers, they had capital, they had all the things that they need to navigate the system. And so we started to notice this disparity, and I said, let's do a quick fundraiser for a couple of farmers that I knew that didn't own their property. So they're growing on property that they don't own. So in a situation like this in Detroit, we're at this pivotal moment where we're seeing a resurgence in development, right? And so people were in jeopardy. They're making their livelihood off of money that they're making from their farm, but they don't own the land. It's kind of a messed up situation, right? And so me and a couple of my coworkers, Shakira is one of them, a couple of my comrades, we got together and we said, let's just throw a fundraiser. We posted a GoFundMe for about $5,000, right? Hoping that we could make enough money to support some of the farms in our network. Within 6 months, we had raised $60,000 on that platform. So that was money that was not owned by corporations. That's money that didn't come from foundations that we didn't have to, account for. All we had to do is account for the people for it. So we are a community panel that is able to say, hey, you want to purchase that land? We have an application process. We open our application every Juneteenth. So if you are interested in providing food for yourself or your family or purchasing land in the city, which is really important right now, we're at this pivotal window where land is still on the relatively low end, right? I'm seeing prices in Philly, and I'm seeing prices in Jackson. I'm seeing prices in Cleveland for $10K and up for a lot, right? So this lot next door to you might cost $10,000. Right now, we can get land in Detroit for a couple $1,000s, okay? I want people who are from Detroit, who were raised in Detroit, who made it through the hard times in Detroit to also benefit economically from the upheaval that we're gonna see, right? So I wanna see property owners that look like me in the city, right? So if you are interested in purchasing land, we can definitely help you. I have some cards in the back. It's the Detroit Black Farmer Land Fund. You can see us at DetroitBlackFarmer.com. We will help you through the purchase process, and we will provide capital for your farm, okay? All right, peace and love, Pim.
All right, family, we keeping it moving forward, going straight on into Nia Purpose with Kwanzaa Me. Representative for Kwanzaa Me, all right.
What up, though, y'all? Okay, I'm in Detroit. What up, though? Period. And Habarigani. Okay. So I'm not here to talk about Umoja. Today I'm here to talk about Nia. My name is L'Ariel. I'm affectionately known as Lo, and I'm founder and lead creative of Kwanzaa Me. Okay, hey. I want to start out to let y'all know in the back, I'm a millennial, which means like I'm under 35, and it was really important for me to bring to this program and to the Motor City Kanara to have young black people that aren't like youth, to be able to come and keep the tradition alive. So I want to shout out Umoja debate team. They have an amazing debate team. I had some of my young fellas in there. They learned a lot of stuff. And I also want to shout out Do Good Detroit, which is a nonprofit that's based in Kwanzaa principles. So please make sure y'all go back there, buy some merch, go on the sign-up list, because we talk about living a Kwanzaa everyday lifestyle. We are the vessels in which that's happening. Cool. And I got my speech on my phone like a true millennial, so. Okay, and I got my handcrafted Kanara here for good energy. I like to rub it like the little tree at Apollo, so that's here too. Okay, so when GMAC first told me each principal speaker had 7 minutes, I said, are you sure? We could just do 2 minutes. I knew I was speaking and felt like 7 minutes was gonna feel like an eternity. As someone who embraces a Kwanzaa everyday lifestyle, it was even hard to decide on which principle I wanted to talk about at the time. Before I talk to you about my purpose, it's important to talk about how I got here. So let me just break the ice. I didn't grow up celebrating Kwanzaa, so my secret's out there. It's cool, I'm gonna let y'all know. My family is very heavy on Christmas, and I haven't been around many Kwanzaa celebrators until I was invited to some Kwanzaa gatherings in the city a few years ago. After joining the right as a member in MXGM, I began to grow closer ties with my Kwanzaa communities and the very values that's brought us all here today. It was Christmas of 2020 that I called around the city looking for a Kanara and had no luck until I went to the shed. He said he had something for me, and I dashed out the door. Here I was on the west side, and I trekked it in the snow all the way to the east to get my very first Kwanzaa Kinara. For my first Kwanzaa setup, I had a Kanara, bowl for libations, and a picture of a beloved ancestor, Fannie Lou Hamer. I had a black candle in the house, brought red candles from the store, and a close friend of mine provided the rest. And with very humble beginnings, I tapped into Kwanzaa. After my first Kwanzaa, I was really excited. I did a thing, it was great, and I managed to be submerged into a powerful community. While I really enjoyed my first Kwanzaa, I did hit some bumps in the road. I already mentioned I didn't celebrate every night. And when I did, I lit the candles out of order. And at the same time, so to my dismay, there was wax all over my Kanara, which at the time, I didn't know that was a norm. My window, my carpet, and vent full of wax. I was sick about it. When it came to knowing which principles went with each day, I wrote it down on a sheet of paper and placed it on my fridge. And when it came to finding reflection questions for the Nguzo Saba, I searched Google far and wide. When it came to my first Kwanzaa, I came, I saw, I conquered. And I really feel like I did that and was proud of it. However, in retrospect, it didn't really feel authentic to find guidance from random online sources about how to celebrate such an important and spiritual holiday. I thought about how it would have been nice to not have gotten my candles from 3 different sources and have an attractive one-stop shop for my Kwanzaa celebration. And that's how Kwanzaa Me was born. Kwanzaa Me is a lifestyle brand that celebrates the year-round celebration of community and culture through products and programming. It's an opportunity to celebrate Black heritage and accomplishments and create new traditions that strengthen our cultural identity. We create handcrafted and custom and traditional Kwanzaa Kinaras along with kits to support your celebration and learning. And no longer are the days of taking what's given to us in Kwanzaa Kinara choices. We give the luxury of modern, high quality, and unique options to those who want to celebrate Kwanzaa with pride. Through Kwanzaa Me, I have found my Nia. As an emerging cultural institution, we see ourselves being a hub for community and strengthening of the culture. We do this work with intention because it is our purpose. We are committed to walking in our purpose and helping others to do the same. When I create my personal goals and they benefit our community, I'm walking in my purpose. When families tell me they enjoy Kwanzaa Me kits and having a new tradition of Kwanzaa, I help others walk in their purpose. When I intentionally embody the Nguzo Saba within the business practices of Kwanzaa Me, I'm walking in my purpose. How do you use everyday small moments to walk in your purpose that fulfills not only your innermost needs, but works towards the progression and wellness of our community? I am walking in my purpose when my passion and my skills intersect, and I serve a greater purpose, my people and my community. As a creative and experienced community organizer and skilled woodworker, it comes natural that Kwanzaa Me is also the manifestation of my love of Black people, Black culture, and Black communities. When you see me, I hope you see you. I pray that you see our purposes are inherently tied with one another. Let me ask y'all something. Do y'all remember how it felt the first time you lit a candle or set up your Kanara? Was it kind of magical? How are you walking in your purpose and renewing your dedication to Kwanzaa, its principles, and the Kwanzaa everyday lifestyle? How many people have you brought into the tradition of Kwanzaa? Because when we help others find their Kwanzaa purpose, we are also fulfilling our own. Nia is important to embrace today and every day. So grab a Kwanzaa Me Kanara, light a candle, and say Kwanzaa Me, please. Thank you.
As we continue moving on, we have an entire program connecting ourselves to the principles of the Nguzo Saba. And right now we're getting ready to bring on DJ Z, 17-year-old DJ who's been DJing since she was 10 years old. Please give it up for DJ Z.
To the illness, I kill this, gotta wreck for it, score it, lose it, use it, you're it, find it, blind it, flag it and tag it, shoot it, score it, find it, explore it, plus attack it, smack it, back it, tack it, home team jacket, rock. Pick it up, 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 pick it up,
I recognize you looking at me for the pay cut. Bahamas, I be looking at you from the face down. One Mac 11, even boom with the face down. Skimming, and let me tell you about my life. Painkillers only put me in the twilight. But pretty Benjamin is the highlight. I tell my mama I love her, but this what I like. Lord knows, 20 of them in my Chevy. Tell them all to come and get me, reaping everything I sow. So my karma come in heaven, no preliminary hearings on my record. I'm a gangsta in silence for the record.
What up, though? This is DJ Z Light.
DJ Z Light, woo! About to get it going, y'all. What? I'm, you know what I'm saying, doing a program here today. We're going to keep it moving forward. And because we are an African people and African people are creative people, we're going to split the Kuumba focus today. So we had a little bit of DJ Z's doing it, but then we're going to come right on through with some words from our brother, my brother and yours, Brother Azizi Jasper. Please help me welcome him to the stage.
Good afternoon. Habarigani. What up, though? There we go. That's what's up, man. Okay. Perfect. So a few years ago, I went online, and in an effort to find pieces that spoke to Kwanzaa, I found there to be a startling few, right? So I took it upon myself as a poet to kind of fill in that blank. So this piece right here is an adaptation of The Night Before Christmas, and it's entitled The 7 Days of Kwanzaa. Before I start, though, I gotta say, man, I have to give a huge shout out to Alkebu-lan Village, my brother G Mac, everybody, all the men and women that put so much effort into this historic event. I think we often look at Detroit as black people and say, okay, 85% or whatever, we're automatically represented. But it takes intentionality to be represented, right? There is no African town. There's a Greek town. There's Dearborn. We know what's in Dearborn. We know what's in Hamtramck. But when it comes to our people, we just kind of exist. So I appreciate events like this, organizations like Alkebu-lan that continually infuse Afrocentricity in this black city of ours, man. So my hat, even though my hat is on, my hat is off to y'all, man. Much love and respect. 'Twas the 7 days of Kwanzaa, and all through the home, everybody was stirring because this celebration's our own. The children were nestled all snug in their threads whilst visions of red, black, and green danced in their heads. Mama colorful in her kaftan, and Dad in his kente, as we anticipate the spirit of the next 7 days. When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from my chair to see what was the matter. Away from the window, I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters, and threw up the sash. When what to my wondering eyes should appear, my whole city unified and beaming with cheer. More rapid than eagles to the door as I came and shouted the whole Nguzo Saba by name. Umoja, Kujichagalia, Ujima, Ujama, on Nia, on Kuumba, Imani, it's Kwanzaa. The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave to the luster of the midday of the village below. The Kanara will twinkle in while the unity candle is aflame and will reflect on the village and the roles that we all play. The elders share stories as we honor young and old and pour libations for the ancestors of the spirits we uphold. We'll speak on empowerment, collective work, and faith, and how we must be twice as good to be considered average here. And that's what makes our people so great. We'll exchange gifts with each other. And of course, we'll have a feast to celebrate the first fruits that our village will soon eat. We look forward to the future, and we thank our ancestors for life. Happy Kwanzaa to my village. And to my village, a good night. Appreciate y'all. My name is Azizi Hassani Jasper. Check me out on all social media. Much love to y'all. Appreciate y'all. Peace.
One more time for the beautiful Kwanzaa poem by Brother Azizi. And because I'm vertically challenged, I got to bring the microphone back down. Now, as we move forward into our last principle, the person coming to speak to us today is perhaps one of the a really excellent example of the principle of Imani, of faith. Mama Shu. Please help me welcome this sister to the stage.
Habari gani? Habari gani? Habari gani? So faith is very, very important to me. This was real personal. And I thank you for assigning this principle to me. Kujichagalia was my favorite, Marvis Cofield. He knows that, one of my very first teachers. But I want to start off by saying basically what Imani is. Faith, to believe in with all our hearts in our people and the righteousness and victory of our struggles. So what is faith? So faith inside of the dictionary says a firm belief even in the absence of proof. Firm belief even in the absence of proof. That means believing in something bad enough with no examples, no money, no building to do your programs in, no nothing, no paperwork, nothing. That means that something inside of you, something that your ancestors fed to you, some spark inside of you is saying, you know what? This is getting ready to happen. This is what I want to do. But then you got to do the work. The work is important. So I'm going to talk about my elders and my ancestors, the ones who showed me great examples of faith. Two of them are here right now. That's Marvis Cofield and also Baba Paul. Inner City Sub Center, okay, Alkebu-lan Village. I'm a product of those men, those real men that showed me what to do for real. Some of the ancestors, Mama Imani, Mama Nwowi, Mama Ayo with the Kabaz Cultural Center. That's where I come from, y'all. Those are my people. Those are the ones who showed me the way and strong showed me what faith was and what faith is. They showed me from nothing, didn't have anything, believed in what they were building, believed in what it was for the people, and showed us what to do. And I was obedient. I listened. I paid attention. I saw their faith go to work. I was shared visions of institution building, what to do with just a small amount of money or nothing, bringing people together. These are the things that those women, those men, those elders, and those ancestors showed me. Then I got to work at it, building schools, centers, and different programs. I had great examples of people who had visions and who just really believed and kept it going. And as you can see, we have those things right now, practically, in our city right now, standing, serving the people. So here's a couple of words that I thought about when I thought about faith that came to me. And one of them was the word unbothered. Unbothered. Unbothered was showing or feeling a lack of concern about or interest in something. So a lack of concern, being unbothered. Sometimes that's what faith is. It's being unbothered no matter what. I seen these women and I seen these men go through very strong things that would just knock you down on your knees. People dying, illnesses, no money, stuff getting shut down, and we still did it. And these were strong examples. And I watched them. I stayed with it too. I stayed with it through every single thing. They were great examples in a faith. I'm still going. We built a village, not the first village, Alkebu-lan Village, because I watched them because it was a skating rink. It was just a skating rink at first. And I saw it, and I saw them put it together. I saw Mama Imani and them build schools. I saw Mama Ayo over there in that big old castle on Mount Elliott and Mac. I saw them, and I saw what they pulled together. I saw those women and what they did. They were great examples. I stayed with it. I'm building a village in Highland Park, which is a suburb. HP is a suburb. Don't let that get, it is 2.9 miles. Beautiful, built a village because I saw what those brothers and sisters showed me what to do. Even through every single thing, unbothered. Them streets claimed 2 of my sons, Jacoby and Chinyelu. One got shot to death and one got hit by a car. And guess what? I'm still going. I'm unbothered because the main thing is the mission. We build in a village, and I was taught to build for our people, to build and develop for our people, to help, to serve. That's all that was pounded in my head. Mr. Cofield, you know that, right? That's right. Y'all know that. That was pounded in my... So then I got to thinking about these ancestors, and they say, fake it until you make it. But then I got to thinking, I said, you know what? It's faith it. Faith it until you make it. They was faithing it all along, okay? Faithing it, basically, because they believed in what they were doing. They had that faith. They had that strong faith, showing every single thing what to do, no matter what. Faith it. Faith it. Act like you know what you're doing and keep doing it, practicing it, keep just doing it over and over and over again until you get it. And that's what faith is like. You believe in it no matter what, whether you drag through the mud or what, because our people are worth it. They are so worth it. And that's what we're doing. We're building, freeing the land. Yep, I freed 45 pieces of it. And just like Greg talked about earlier about the Kanara on faith, and they still raise them up. Yep, that sounds like a steal, but guess what? It's there. Funds mean nothing. Don't ever think that you have to have the money or a thing to make stuff happen. We had nothing, period. And I know a lot of you young folks don't believe that, but yep, if you got 3 people that are come to your workshop, you've done it. Then next year you'll have 5. Then the next year you'll have 10. And that's what you do. You build on it and you making it happen. I'm so glad to have this opportunity to be able to speak. Thank you so much. Peace and love.
The Nguzo Saba. Let's give them all another round of applause. Today being the first day of Kwanzaa Umoja, it's only proper that we would get 7 different groups to represent the 7 principles individually and collectively. And so we're thankful for that functional show of unity. At this time, there's a few announcements that I need to make. First and foremost, I want to acknowledge any members of the Council of Elders who are here. I believe the Elder Balagoon is here. Are there any other members of the Council of Elders present? Please stand and be acknowledged. This is the idea of Kujichagalia, self-determination, self-governance, the capacity to resolve our disputes within our own community, utilizing our own governing structures. And so thankful for the Council of Elders for being that. I want to also make an announcement that there is a marketplace in the back, and I'm sure that everybody know that, but I just want to remind you of that because that's a big part of Kwanzaa, that Ujima. We want you all to be cooperatively economic and see those vendors in the back who have various different things. Also in the back, there is a story collection going on. So if you have a Kwanzaa story that you wish to share, you can go to the back and they will take that story and add it to a digital archive of Kwanzaa stories that we will be collecting and making available as we build a huge archive of Kwanzaa stories. Last but not least, I want to make an announcement about the 7 days of Kwanzaa that will be celebrated at the historic King Solomon Church, directly following the event here this evening and every day this week. There are flyers circulating, but the historic King Solomon Church, 6 p.m. Kwanzaa gathering will be happening there. So please make your way there to celebrate. At this moment in time, it's my distinct honor and privilege to introduce to you all, to make an introduction to you all, for us all, of our keynote speaker. Queen Mother Joanne Watson has the love of a mother and the strength of a queen, and I respect and appreciate her. I love being in the meeting with her because I know we're going to win when she in the room. So anyway, Queen Mother Joanne Watson, y'all.
Habari gani? Habari gani? My name is Reverend Joanne Watson. It is my honor to introduce my brother and friend, the legendary Dr. Maulana Karenga. Dr. Karenga is the creator of Kwanzaa. He's the creator of the Nguzo Saba. He founded the US organization. He is professor and chair of Africana Studies at California State University, Long Beach, California. He holds 2 PhDs. Dr. Karenga is a prolific speaker and author, including a wonderful book, The Moral Ideas of Ancient Egypt, a study in classical African ethics. Dr. Imani Obadeli appointed Dr. Karenga as the first Minister of Culture for the Republic of New Africa in Detroit. That happened in Detroit. When Kwanzaa reached its 50th year, he invited me to Los Angeles to help celebrate the 50th anniversary of Kwanzaa, which was a great honor to me. I want us to welcome, I want us to lift up his name. Habaragani, Habaragani.
Where is it? Where is it? All right. I need to get this over here. Yes, Lumumba. Oh, okay, thank you. Okay. You were just introduced. You can go ahead.
Right.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
cover that and make sure tie. Okay, that's good. Heri za kwanza. Heri za kwanza kwa watu wote wa Afrika kote duniani katika siku hii ya kwanza ya sherehe ya kwanza. Kwa niaba ya shirika ya langu la kituo cha utamaduni wa Afrika wa Marekani, sisi tunasema karibuni miongoni mwetu. Siku zote mtakuta jamaa yenu na mahali pa amani, na tunawatakia baraka bila idadi na vitu vyote vizuri bila mwisho. And so I say, happy Kwanzaa to African people everywhere, throughout the world African community, on this first day of Kwanzaa. On behalf of my organization, the African American Culture Center, we say welcome. Among us, you will always find your family in a peaceful place, and we wish for you blessings without number and all good things without end. And we bear witness as an African people that as our beginning was great and good, so shall our development throughout eternity be, if we dare struggle, speak truth, do justice, and walk in the way of righteousness. And we share these Kwanzaa greetings also with all people of goodwill, and especially with all the oppressed and struggling peoples of the world. Again, this year, as always, we bring and send you all Kwanzaa greetings of celebration, solidarity, and continued struggle for a shared and enduring good in the world. And in the words and way of our ancestors, we wish for you all things good, pure, and beautiful. All the good that heaven grants, the earth produces, and the waters bring forth from their depth. Hotep, Ashe, Hedi. Kwanzaa is a unique and special season and celebration of our beautiful, sacred, and soulful selves as African people all over the world, on the African continent, and throughout the world African community. It is a unique and special Pan-African time of remembrance, reflection, reaffirmation, and recommitment. Recommitment to our highest values and to the ongoing struggle to bring and sustain good in the world, and to the unity and struggle necessary to achieve this. It is a unique and special time to remember, to raise up and honor our ancestors, to reflect on the awesome meaning and responsibility of being African in the world, and to reaffirm the rightness of our relentless struggle to be ourselves and free ourselves, and to contribute to an ever-expanding realm of human freedom and good in the world. This year's Kwanzaa theme self-consciously focuses on the foundational right and practice of freedom. I speak here of freedom in its inclusive sense, not only freedom from domination, deprivation, and degradation, so rampant and ruinous in the world, but also I speak of freedom to be ourselves, to express and develop ourselves, to grow and flourish, and come into the fullness of ourselves as persons and a people wherever we are. Indeed, we live in a world of domination, deprivation, and degradation of every kind, in a world plagued with persistent and pandemic pathology of oppression. The pathology of unfreedom, the pathology of unfreedom, of systemic racism, and other systemic oppressions of varied kind. And thus, there is an urgent need for us to engage in self-conscious, righteous, and relentless struggle on every level and at every site to lessen and eliminate all forms and kind of oppression. Here we remember and reaffirm in struggle Nana Paul Robeson's teaching that, quote, the battlefront is everywhere. There is no sheltered rear. And so it is with the teachings of Nana Haji Malcolm, parallel instruction that says, quote, wherever a Black person is, there is a battle line, unquote. And therefore, we in the organization us say, everywhere a battle line, every day a call to struggle. And that struggle is always a dual struggle, a twofold struggle, a struggle to be ourselves and to free ourselves as African people. I created Kwanzaa in the midst of the Black freedom movement, in the wake of the assassination and martyrdom of Haji Malcolm X and the Watts Revolt, and in the supportive context of my organization, US. That means us African people. a vanguard organization in the movement. And therefore, the creation and values of Kwanzaa reflect the stress on struggle and liberation on every level, culture, political, and economic. As part of our liberation struggle to be ourselves and free ourselves, Kwanzaa was and remains, first, an act of freedom, second, an instrument of freedom, and third, a celebration of freedom. It is an act of freedom, that is to say, an act of reaffirmation and resistance to European culture hegemony and political domination, and reaffirmation of our unique and equally valid and valuable way of being African and human in the world. Kwanzaa was and is also an instrument of freedom, a means of cultivating liberated and liberating consciousness, of returning us to our history and culture, of building and strengthening our families and communities, and stressing the struggle to bring into being a new history, a new hope, and a new world for African people and humanity as a whole. And Kwanzaa is and has always been a celebration of freedom, a celebration of hearts and minds free from negative conceptions about themselves, and free to see, sing, and express ourselves in liberated and liberating ways, in expansive ways. Kwanzaa and its core principles then are a powerful force for good in the world, and its values speak to the best of what it means to be African and human in the fullest sense. And its essential message and meaning urges us to think deep about our lives, about our families, our communities, and our struggles to bring and sustain good in the world. For its grounding philosophy, Kawaida embraces Nana Mary McLeod Bethune's teaching that, quote, we must remake the world. The task is nothing less than this. The values at the heart of Kwanzaa's central message and meaning are the Nguzo Saba, the 7 principles in Swahili. It is a communitarian African value system, and these dignity-affirming, life-enhancing, and world-preserving principles offer us rightful, reciprocal, and rewarding alternative ways to relate to each other and to the world in these difficult, demanding, and turbulent times. The principle of Umoja, unity, encourages us to feel a sense of oneness with and responsibility to and for each other and to humanity and the world. And it urges us to unite and sustain solidarity, tireless work, and righteous and relentless struggle to achieve African and human good and the well-being of the world. As Nana Osagie Efu Kwame Nkrumah taught, we must unite so that we can, quote, become one of the greatest forces for good in the world, unquote. Kujichagalia, self-determination, teaches us to define ourselves, right? To name ourselves, to create for ourselves, and to speak for ourselves. And what does this mean? It means to define ourselves by the good we do and the dignity-bearing way we walk in the world. To name ourselves in reverent respect for our history and highest values. To create for ourselves in the life-affirming, world-preserving ways of our honored ancestors. And to speak for ourselves in ways that bring forth the best of our culture and reaffirm our right and that of all other persons and people to determine their own destiny and daily lives. Ujima, collective working responsibility, teaches us the shared responsibility to work and struggle to build a caring family, the moral community, the just society, and the good world we all want and deserve to live in. And in the Mayan, ancient Egyptian ethical tradition, it teaches us to build for eternity so we may all live for eternity. Indeed, as Nana Marcus Garvey taught, quote, the ends you serve that are selfish would take you no further than yourself, but the ends you serve that are for all in common would take you even to eternity. Ujama, cooperative economics, encourages us to work for the strengthening of the principle and practice of shared work and shared wealth in society and the world. It urges us to work and struggle for economic practices that reflect due respect for the dignity and rights of the worker, that link a right to life of dignity with a right to a decent life, and that demonstrate appropriate care for the poor and the vulnerable, responsibility for the ill, the disabled, and the aged, and also a right relationship with the environment in this time of climate change and even before and after. Nia purpose cultivates a commitment to work and struggle for the realization of the collective vocation of restoring the rightful power and proper place of African peoples in the world, and of daring greatness through the amassing and using of knowledge to serve and to do good in the world. For it is written in the sacred text of the Hosea of ancient Egypt that the quote, the wise are known by their wisdom, but the great are known by their good deeds. The principle of Kuumba creativity encourages us to be creative and constructive in our communities and the world, making them more beautiful and beneficial than we inherited. This is called in Machian ethics, Kawida Machian ethics, Suruj's Ta, the moral imperative to repair, renew, and remaking the world, making it more beautiful and beneficial than we inherited. And this repairing, this renewing and remaking the world, the sacred Hosea teaches, requires us to speak truth, to do justice, to care for the poor and the vulnerable, to satisfy the needs of the have-not, to welcome the stranger, to be kind and considerate in all we do, and to ensure the sustained well-being of the world and all in it. And finally, Imani, the seventh principle, faith, encourages and teaches us to embrace the beautiful and unbreakable faith of our forefathers and foremothers who linked their faith to hard work, their hope to righteous struggle, and their prayers to transformative practice. It is a faith that knows from long-term insight and experience, from deep thinking, that practice proves and makes possible everything. And only righteous and relentless struggle will redraw the map of human history that leads to a hard-won world of rightful kindness and caring, mutual respect, justice, peace, well-being, security of person and people, substantive freedom, and rightful flourishing for us and everyone else in the world. So let us go forth then, African people, always striving to be a powerful presence for good in the world. And let us this Kwanzaa always remember, this is our duty, to know our past and honor it, to engage our present and improve it, and to imagine a whole new future and to forge it in the most ethical, effective, and expansive way. Asante Sana, heri za Kwanzaa, happy Kwanzaa. Asante.
that we can. You know, there's too many names to call, but I surely want to make sure that we recognize and show respect to a young man who's still a young man to me, but he's certainly a brother man and elder to many of us. But y'all got to give Brother Marvin Schofield a hand, y'all. I mean, let's give him a big round of applause. Brother Schofield, Brother Marvin Schofield. We will always love and respect him and the things that he's done and the things that he's doing. Give him a big round of applause for Brother Schofield. Because all that we're doing here today, in many ways, he was in support of it all and one who gave us the opportunity to do it all. One more time, Brother Schofield. All right. You know, we want to close out in unity. Together we stand, divided we fall. If we stay together, we can't lose with the stuff we use. Togetherness is the key to it all. Come on, bring them on. That's fine.
That's fine.
That's great.
All right. You want me to let them know? So Kujichagalia, self-determination, right? We got the right to change things as we need to in order to be able to do what we got to do. So we're making a change in this program because our choir is almost leaving, some of them. So we don't want to miss our opportunity for the second song that they have for us. So we're going to do their song selection, then we'll pull our Harambees. So, if you will, welcome back to the stage Detroit Academy of Arts and Science Choir under the direction of Miss Angela Key.
Candles burning low, lots of mistletoe, lots of snow and ice everywhere we go. Choir singing carols right outside my door. All these things and more. Oh, that's what Kwanzaa means to me, my love. Oh yeah, yeah, you know what I mean. I see your smiling face like I've never seen before. Even though I love you, man, it seems I love you more. And the little cards you give me will touch my heart for sure. All these things and more, darling. Oh, that's what Kwanzaa means to me, my love. Oh, yeah. I feel like running wild, as anxious as a little child. Greet you neath the mistletoe, kiss you once and then some more, and wish you a Merry Kwanzaa, baby. Whoa, and such happiness in the coming year. Oh baby, let's deck the halls with holly, sing sweet silent night, fill a tree with angel hair and pretty, pretty lights. Go to sleep and wake up just before daylight. All these things and more, baby. Oh, that's what Kwanzaa means to me, my love.
Give these ladies a big round of applause. Thank you. Somebody said, say the babies, y'all. Give them babies a big round of applause. The ladies. Oh, yes. You know, in the African tradition, we like to end our programs in unity in a special way. And we've done it down through the years here in the city of Detroit. I don't think people around the country, probably around the world, even know who we are here in Detroit. Are you hearing me? Because we have been teachers and leaders ever since who knows when. And this in itself shows who we are in Detroit. So give yourself another big round of applause. One more time. Big round of applause. Because we are an African people. We use the term Harambee. Harambee is a term that we use when we close out a particular event such as this. Harambee simply means that we all pull together. If we all pull together, hello? If we all pull together, and we all listen together, and we all pull together, there's no limit, again, to what we can do. And so we do it in a particular approach, hand high, reaching for the sky, because from whence the sky is where everything comes from God Almighty. We all pull together. And what we do, we pull 7 times. We pull it using the term Harambee. Now, we haven't started yet. But when we started, we're going to pull it out, come down. I will say 1 time. We're going to do it again 2 times. I'll say 3 times. We're going to follow that kind of procedure. And at the last of it, we'll shout it all loud. Harambee meaning that we'll all pull together. So here we go. Put that right arm up in the air. Everybody put that right arm in the air. And here we go. Starting on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Harambee 1 time. Harambee 2 times. Harambee 3 times. Harambee 4 times. Harambee 5 times. Harambee 6 times. Harambee. Go ahead, y'all. Give yourself another big round of applause. All right now. Together we stand, divided we fall. I don't know what, you going to announce something? You going to announce something? You going to stay here? You're not going back over there?
All right. So that concludes the Motor City Kwanzaa celebration part of the program. And now the Kwanzaa Kinara lighting ceremony is next. And so this has caused some confusion to some degree. Some folks were at campus marches like, where y'all at? And the reality is that we switched the venue to Beacon Park based on the storm. We were going to hold a small gathering at campus marches outside. But when that storm came through, promising sub-zero temperatures and blowing snow, we decided that this 60 by 100 heated tent would be a much more comfortable environment for us to watch the candle lighting happen. So some folks want to watch it happen at campus marches, and so we've made provisions for that. There are some shuttles here to take people to watch it in campus marches. But others who wish to stay here and be in the tent, then it will be streamed. Our camera crew is there on site, and they are ready. It will be streamed here to this LED wall so that you can see the whole activity happen here. The ceremonial part of that was originally going to happen
in front of the Kanara at Campus Marches is going to happen on this stage here. And so when I say we're finished with the first part of our program, that doesn't mean we're done for the day here. Part 2 is here and there. So you have a choice. But in this moment, I just wanted to sort of try and clear that up some. And I don't even know if I did clear it up. But essentially, everything is going to stay here. If you stay where you at, you're going to be in the right place. Mama Yo.
We're going to continue moving forward with the programming. We want to encourage you, if you haven't had a chance to visit our vendors and to tell your first Kwanzaa story and get that on record, please take an opportunity to go visit those individuals. Come see this young lady. What's your name, sister? Come see Sister Kamaria. She's going to be the one that wants to hear about your first Kwanzaa story. And she also is here to take pictures as well. In addition to that, if you are looking for the restroom, you're going to go out the doors and out to around the corner here for the public restroom. If there are any other announcements, I'm going to get on out the way and let DJ Z get on and kick it off for us for a little while. Oh, yes. The Alkebu-lan Village has activity books, Kwanzaa activity books, fabulous, amazing Kwanzaa books. If you haven't purchased any tokens that you want to give to acknowledge to your youth for keeping commitments that they have made throughout the year, that is what those zawadi are for. You have a wonderful opportunity to give a zawadi that will support the culture, support our community who supports the culture, and invigorate and deepen the culture within your community and within your home. So please stop on by Baba Marvis Cofield and get your activity book for Kwanzaa right here, right today. And after that, please, DJ Z, take it over.
All right, y'all. First of all, I want to greet you guys. So peace and blessings. Welcome all to the Kwanzaa celebration. Once again, I go by the name of DJ Z Light. Once again, my name is DJ Z Light, 17-year-old DJ. Yes, 17-year-old DJ. So let's get into this groove for y'all. Come on. Let's go.
Cause about to catch another fight. About to make him wanna bite. I just wanna have a good night. I just wanna have a good night. Hold up, don't know that no. If you broke, then you gotta let him go. You could have anybody, any money. Cause when you a boss, you could do what you want. Have a good night. Hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. You should know about living on the
but positivity. And nothing but positivity out there for y'all. Sending nothing but love and life. High energy. Come on, y'all, get into this groove for me.
Oh, don't stop, ayy. Don't stop, ayy. Don't stop, ayy. Run a man on that beat. Run a man on that beat. Ayy. Run a man in on that beat, ayy, rhythm in on that beat. Now do your dance, do your dance, do your dance, ayy. You ugly, you your daddy's son, ayy. Hey, do your dance, ayy. Go crazy, ayy. Get free, ayy. Let's go. Lego, 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 Lego. Hey, hey, hey. Oh.
Hey, hey. Teach me how to plug it, hey. Baby, like smoke. What? Can you teach me how to plug it? You know why? 'Cause all the girls love me. All I need is a beat that's super bumpin'. And for you to back it up and dump it at it. Put your arms out front, lean side to side. They gon' be on you when they see you hit that dirty ride. Ain't nobody fitting with my bro from on the side. He go by Bubba and he hit that dirt like thunder. Okay, I ain't from Dallas, but I lead town boogie. I show my moves on to everybody tryna do me. I lead the functions and all the ladies tryna screw me. Now you just do you, and I'ma do me all day. Dudes love to hate, so they try to shoot me. Females be stuck to me, I think they try to glue me. I make the party shine bright when it started booming. This beat was bubble gum, so I had to chew it.
Teach me how to duck, teach me how to duck, teach me how to duck, teach me how to duck.
Everybody love me, everybody love me, everybody love me. You ain't messing with my duck.
Teach me how to duck, teach me how to duck, teach me how to duck, teach me how to duck.
Everybody love me, everybody love me, everybody love me. You ain't messing with my duck.
My name is John. For them dudes who don't know me, I know I'm from the West, but I can teach you how to duck me. I step up in the club and all these girls bug me. Your boy dancing, nothing up.
All right, let's get into it for the parents. I'm bringing it back old school. Let's go.
On this, little Caesar,
Queen B. That's me.
Check it. Yo, I be buying biddies, so all my girls be eyeing things. Coming backstage, dying to get pleased. You got me, I rock me, Versace and linen. My new spot and grinning with a bunch of foxy women. I use speedball with cars, that's the valid. I get clothes custom made from a stylist. Cruise in my Lexus, land with no malice. While you walk the street until your feet get callous. Take you on the natural high, like a pallet. It be all good, toss your clothes like a salad. When it's all over, put your vote in my ballot. It's my diner, I'm Mel and you're Alice. Spend the night in Little Steve's Palace. It be all good as long as you don't act childish. While you standing there with the crisp in your cup, and worst come to worst, keep this on the hush.
I know you see me on the video, I know you heard me on the radio, but you still don't pay me no attention. Listening to what your girlfriends mention. He's a freak, got a different girl every day of the week. It's cool, not trying to put a rush on you. I had to let you know that I got a crush on you.
Hey yo, shorty, won't you go get a bag of the lethal? I'll be undressed in the bra all see-through. While you count your dues, thinking I'ma cheat you. The only one thing I wanna do is freak you. Get money. Get money. Get money. Get money. Get money. Get money.
You wanna sit more on my living room floor? Play Nintendo with seasonino. Pick up my phone, say Papa not home.
back in it to win it. Hope y'all enjoyed that brief intermission. Got your blood pumping, got up, did one or two moves. I can't dance, but I felt like I could in this moment. So I'm here, y'all, round two. Kwanzaa Kinara lighting ceremony. Originally scheduled to be held at Campus Martius Park, taking place right here, right now. I am Gregory McKenzie, and I am officially the project director of the Motor City Kwanzaa Kinara construction project. This was an ambitious project to build a 30-foot tall Kanara that was a hybrid of steel and wood that would have solar-powered flames at the top. We had a lot of goals, and we met a lot of them too. Some of them we didn't, but that's the way things go in real life. And so this year, the Kwanzaa Kinara is not solar-powered, but have no fear, because it will be next year. All of the things that it needed to be solar-powered were in place, except for a suitable location for the panels. So we got a whole year to get a suitable location for the panels, and this thing will be run by the sunlight. But this year, we're going to get a little help. So, but the power station that was designed by Family First Solar, let's make some noise for Family First Solar. The power station that was designed by them is still the heart of this structure. And so it will be charged separately and then brought back into the interior so that the Kanara can light from the inside. We started out with utility poles, y'all, 30-foot long utility poles as the candles. And this sounds like a pretty reasonable idea until you try to handle them. They're 700 pounds, and they're not very precise. We bought 10-inch diameter utility poles, but they were 9.5 and 10 1/4 and everything but 10 inches exactly. And so we ended up with another solution that was aluminum tubes to solve that purpose. And so we found our way through how to make this Kanara by making it. And some of the original plans that we had changed in the process, but that's the process. But now it's here and it's ready to be lit. And so it is my pleasure to welcome you all to this particular part of the program and bring up for remarks none other than the Director of Arts and Culture for the City of Detroit, Ms. Rochelle Riley. Let's keep it going forward till she get here. All right, all right.
I know, that's right. Happy holidays. Happy Kwanzaa. Harambee. I'm so glad to be here, y'all. First of all, look at us. Just look around and look at us and give ourselves a hand. Look at all this beauty. Look at our children. Look at our culture. I just finished visiting 3 different cities in 1 week, and I'm so glad to be home in time to remind us that Detroit is still the cultural capital of the world. Let us remember that we are and have always been a city of cultures, many cultures. We're a city of murals, a city of music, a city of beauty, a city of joy, the birthplace of Motown and techno, the place to see the best works of muralist Diego Rivera and Hubert Massey. As we spend this Kwanzaa celebrating the 7 values in African culture: unity, self-determination, collective responsibility, cooperative economics, purpose, creativity, and faith, we will be lighting the first candle on the world's largest Kanara. At that point, let us remember that above all is to have faith in our great city. On behalf of Mayor Mike Duggan, the Detroit City Council, especially my friend Councilman Scott Benson, whose embrace of art has changed how we do business, I am honored to be home today to celebrate Kwanzaa. Thanks to the Downtown Detroit Partnership, Alkebu-lan Village,
And Greg, don't ever tell anybody what didn't work. We're going to talk about what did. And there's an amazing Kanara that we have today and we'll have every Kwanzaa. What I want to do is to thank those who worked so hard up to today and thank those who braved the cold today to be here for this historic occasion. And I want to repeat what I wrote in a column 2 months ago. Yeah, I left the Free Press, but every now and again, I still got to spout off. We must stop charting Detroit's progress by measuring it from its lowest point, the 1967 rebellion, born of decades of discrimination and centuries of mistreatment. We must start measuring our progress not by a past that no longer exists, but by the present. And in that present, Detroit isn't rising, it has risen and continues to rise. Detroit is not coming back, it is back. And it's nothing like the Detroit of the 2000s, 1980s, 1960s, or 1930s. We once knew how to be proud. We need to find that, embrace that, and declare that again. I don't live in Detroit because I'm stuck here or because I had no place to go or because I came and didn't leave. I live in Detroit because saying the words, I am a Detroiter, I live in one of the world's greatest cities, makes my heart happy. We have spent so much time fighting the myths, fighting the negativity, fighting the past that we have forgotten to fight for the future. So as we mark this historic occasion and look at the beauty of multiple cultures in this holiday season in the heart of our city, let's remember to embrace each other, to embrace our histories, our presents, and our futures. We are Detroit, and that, ladies and gentlemen, means it's time. Harambee, let's pull together and lift each other up for our children and for ourselves. Thank you.
All right, at this time, we'd like to call up Honorable Scott Benson as board member of Charles H. Wright Museum of African American History. We'd also like to call up Manager of Community Engagement, Yolanda Jack, for remarks.
Habarigani. Habarigani.
Umoja.
And so just want to say good evening. It is an honor and privilege to be here. I'm just so excited that everyone chose to be here this evening. I'm glad to be joined by my partner from the Charles H. Wright Museum of African American History, Miss Yolanda Jack, who has been, there we go, part of the mistress of ceremonies this evening to welcome the inaugural first and not the last lighting of the Kwanzaa Kinara, the Motor City Kwanzaa Kinara. And just, it's so important that we embrace all cultures in the city of Detroit, especially our culture. As 85% of the residents of Detroit, it is very, very important that our culture be recognized as well as celebrated, and that it be celebrated and recognized in downtown. Now, I heard there were some concerns about that earlier around the community, but this is our downtown. As was said earlier, we pay taxes here in the city of Detroit. Our children go to school here in the city of Detroit. All the ups and downs we experience, and as the black culture, we deserve and entitled and will be celebrated in our city in downtown like everybody else. And so I'm extraordinarily proud to be a part of this year and next year and the years after. And the fact as a board member of the Charles H. Wright that we were able to play a significant role when it came to the support of the Kwanzaa Kinara's first lighting and the financing and funding of that as a target, as a key sponsor. But also I really want to say thank you to DDP, Downtown Detroit Partnership, who's helped make this part of this as well as Alkebu-lan Village, who did the heavy lifting when it came to the helping with the organization as well as the construction and all those that went into this. And so it is very, very important that we have this. We're here this evening. Just glad to be a part of it and be able to celebrate.
It. I have no more words. It's just such a wonderful occasion. It's so exciting. The Charles H. Wright Museum is so proud to be a sponsor of the Kanara, the Motor City Kwanzaa Kinara. It's tremendous to realize that we are coming together. Ujima, Umoja, Kujichagalia, all of the principals came together to make this night happen. And so we're just so proud to see that we embody the Nguzo Saba in getting this done, to get the Kanara on, up and seeing it in Campus Marsh's Park. So we're just so excited. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm going to get on out the way. And we're going to keep moving forward. We have more speakers and acknowledgments. So DDP, can we get someone from the Downtown Detroit Partnership, Mr. David Cohen, to come on to the stage, please?
All right, thank you, and happy holidays to all. Happy Kwanzaa. I couldn't be more proud of the unity demonstrated throughout this project. It was incredibly collaborative. Thank you to Councilman Scott Benson, Alkebu-lan Village, Marvis, Greg, the Charles H. Wright Museum of African American History, the City of Detroit, DTE Beacon Park Foundation for this wonderful venue and tent in the cold temps. And certainly the team at the Downtown Detroit Partnership that works year-round to really create great environments. Ngia, thank you. Ngia Kai. Big props for Ngia, keeping it moving. Eric, Sula, I mean, the whole team. So, on behalf of these great public spaces, on behalf of Beacon Park, on behalf of Campus Martius, the Downtown Detroit Partnership, we welcome the world's largest Kanara to our iconic skyline, along with the Detroit Christmas tree, the menorah, the rink at Campus Martius Park, and many other destinations for the entire city to enjoy. So have a great celebration filled with love and family, and we'll look forward to seeing you in downtown and in the parks in 2023.
As you can imagine, tonight is a night of acknowledgments and thanks, and we're just so grateful to be able to acknowledge so many people. Among them, please, we have from Target, Mr. Aaron Squires. Can Mr. Aaron Squires please stand so we can acknowledge you? Target was among the first to step up to bring funds for the Kinara to bring into action, so we're here and acknowledging. Thank you so much, Mr. Squires and Target. Moving on into the presentation of the resolutions, we have the Honorable Monique McCormick, who is Wayne County Commissioner.
Good evening. I'm Wayne County Commissioner Monique Baker McCormick. I am a lifelong Detroiter on the west side. Any west siders? All right. Well, I also now represent Bedford Township. But I am so proud to be here today to recognize the lighting of the world's tallest Kanara. And I am also presenting a resolution on behalf of the Wayne County Commission in recognition of this historic day. I want to thank the Honorable Council Member Scott Benson for putting this together, also Alkebu-lan Village, and all of the other community partners that made this day happen. I am here again because we are here together in unity, celebrating the 7 principles of Kwanzaa. And whereas Kwanzaa represents a commitment to the principles of unity, self-determination, collective works, responsibility, cooperative economics, purpose, creativity, and faith, as well as a deep connection to the African American culture. So with this, I am presenting to Mr. Benson, Councilman Benson, and Alkebu-lan Village, David Cowan, and Mr. Cofield in celebration of this day and in honor of the work that you did to put this together. So
Thank you.
Thank you on behalf of the Wayne County Commission.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Yes, you're welcome. Oh, right here.
Got it?
Oh,
Make
she
us
got
famous.
it. All
Make us
right.
famous.
One more.
Make us famous. Thank you.
Congratulations again. Thank you.
And I know that we wanted to make sure that we acknowledge the first into the pool who really believed in this, which was Target. And we have Mr. Aaron Squire, who's representing Target Corporation here today. And as many of you know, there will be a Target in the city of Detroit. And are we saying where that is locations publicly now? So at the corner of Mack Avenue and Woodward, at the southeast corner, there will be our first Target in the city of Detroit in quite a number of years. The last Target being in the 3rd district in the city of Detroit. Just want to let y'all know that. But the next one is going to be in Midtown at the corner of Mack and King. So we're looking forward to seeing that there, and glad to have Target as one of our sponsors for the Motor City Kwanzaa Kinara. But I want to acknowledge the elected officials. So Commissioner McCormick, we also have my colleague, Member Waters, and myself. Do we have any other elected officials here this evening? If not, I hope charge it to my mind and not my heart that we hope to acknowledge all the elected officials, but also on behalf of the city of Detroit, we have a Spirit of Detroit Award. And so we really want to make sure that all of those who participate in this, including the city of Detroit, and so I'm going to ask Ms. Rochelle Riley to come back up here. Is there anybody else here from CREO this evening? From the Office of CREO? So please come on back up. And so this is a Spirit of Detroit Award, and it is on behalf of all of the members of the city of Detroit. It's presented herewith as an expression of the gratitude and esteem of the citizens of Detroit. And this is given as a team award, Spirit of Detroit Award, to Alkebu-lan Village, to the Downtown Detroit Partnership, as well as the city of Detroit. And we have been meeting on this since the idea came out around this time last year, but we have been meeting every 2 weeks for a year to get to this point, and we really sped up our op tempo lately. But it takes teamwork to make the dream work.
Yes.
And so this is truly a P4. I know people talk about P3s. This is a P4. This is a public-private philanthropic partnership. So we have the nonprofits, we have the city of Detroit, as well as the private sector as Target to help make this happen. And so just really want to make sure that we recognize that. And this is the Spirit of Detroit Award given to this team who made this happen. Photo op. And a round of applause, please. Come on.
Let's have a hand for Target.
All right, Target.
Gotta be on top.
All right, hey. For the Detroit Award. All right.
All right, everybody. In the spirit of keeping things moving forward, we first want to acknowledge the Detroit Pistons who have a game tonight, so therefore there's no representative tonight. So go Pistons! But they were there amongst the lead to help make sure that this Kanara got into place downtown. And as a point of note, when it's time for the lighting to actually happen, they're going to say Habaragani. And we know what you're supposed to say today when someone says Habaragani. What you're supposed to say? So we're going to have that big, huge Habaragani. We want them to hear us down there. Right? Right? Y'all understand? Okay, good job. So keeping the spirit of the activities here tonight moving forward, we have an awesome young man who is going to come and speak to the history of Kwanzaa, and that is our own Detroit official historian, Mr. Ujima Jordan. Help me bring him to the stage.
What up, though? Habaragani. Habaragani. When we're here in the city of Detroit celebrating Kwanzaa, the first day of Kwanzaa, which is Umoja, which means unity, when we're here, what we ought to also be looking at is this history that brings us to this point. Now, of course, Brother Greg has told you the history, and Councilman Scott Benson has told you the history of getting this thing done. But there's an even longer history. Maulana Karenga, who spoke to us and is the founder of Kwanzaa, told us some of this history, which really comes out of this struggle in the Black Power movement in the 1960s and how that helped to create the climate for creating Kwanzaa. But there's an even longer history than that, because us connecting with our African roots, our African culture, goes much longer than the 1960s. There's this long history of Black people attaching themselves to their original history prior to slavery. And that original history prior to slavery was that African culture. And so that longer history existed before the 1960s. And Maulana Karenga and the US organization tapped into that in 1966 when they founded Kwanzaa in the Nguzo Saba. But let's talk about a little bit of that history of how it showed up in the city of Detroit. Detroit is the bed, the cradle of many of those Black nationalist, Pan-Africanist, cultural organizations that helped bring a situation where we could have a Kwanzaa. So it is not a mistake that Detroit would be the place that would have the largest Kanara in the world. It's not a mistake because Detroit is the place where the League of Revolutionary Black Workers was founded in 1969. Detroit is the place where the Dodge Revolutionary Union movement was founded in 1968. Detroit is the place where the Provisional Government of Republic of New Africa was founded in 1968. Detroit is the place where the Freedom Now Party was founded in 1963. Detroit is the place where the Group on Advanced Leadership was founded in 1962. And some of us have already gone, and some of us are going to be going to the Black Legacy Coalition's Kwanzaa ceremonies at the historic King Solomon Baptist Church. Well, that's where the Group on Advanced Leadership held their Northern Negro Grassroots Leadership Conference, where Malcolm X gave the message to the grassroots in November of 1963, and then came back the next year and gave us the Ballad of the Bullet in 1964. It is Detroit where the Nation of Islam was founded in 1930. On Hastings Street, 3408 Hastings Street. It is Detroit where the Shrine of the Black Madonna, originally the Central Community Congregational Church, was founded in 1953. Detroit has this rich history. But even before that, in 1842, the Color Vigilant Committee was founded by George D. Baptiste, William Lambert, and William Monroe. William Monroe was the first pastor at Second Baptist Church, the oldest Black church in the state of Michigan, the station on the Underground Railroad, the first school for Black people in the city of Detroit. That's where it was founded. But that church itself was founded because of an uprising that occurred on June 17th, 1833, when 400 Black people came together practicing Umoja. They came together in unity to rescue Thornton and Lucy Blackburn from slave catchers, help that couple escape from slavery, punish that sheriff and deputy for trying to send them back into slavery, and help them get to Canada. The people who organized that freedom fight are the founders of Second Baptist Church. Second Baptist Church is the cradle for the black community. 30 churches come out of Second Baptist Church. It's the first school, it's the first station, it's the main station on the Underground Railroad, and it's where the Colored Vigilant Committee, that first black radical organization in the city of Detroit, who believed in freedom by any means necessary. Before Malcolm said it, black people in Detroit were practicing it. And so it is Detroit that is the cradle for the Black Power movement. And it is Detroit, which is the cradle for the largest Kanara in the world, down at Campus Martius. And this is not a mistake. This makes the most perfect sense. Thank you.
Habarigani. Okay, so we can't do that. We can't listen, y'all. Now, see, when I told you the last time I was here, I said we wanted to make them hear us down on Woodward Avenue. Y'all ain't gonna be heard talking about Umoja. That's just not gonna do it. It's not. It's too many people. It's too many strong people. It's too many strong Detroiters in this room right now for at least this plastic to vibrate when we say Umoja. So Habarigani. We getting there. So we gonna have to get it together. Find it. You know, I know it's a little cold outside, but we got some warm in here. I'm built up a little bit of perspiration moving around this half. I have. And we got, DJ, dang, she moved. That's all right. Because she was getting ready to boogie down for us one more time. So I just want to encourage you all to be mindful. We're getting ready to count down for the lighting of the candle. It is minutes away. It is, literally moments away, about 2 or 3 minutes, when we will hopefully hear them say Habarigani, and we will respond with, ooh, y'all getting better. We're getting there, close. We're going to work on it. And then we'll see the Umoja candle light. So we're going to keep it up. Just talk amongst yourselves for just a few more minutes, and we'll keep it together so that we have a wonderful, wonderful lighting of the inaugural lighting of the Detroit Motor City Kwanzaa Kinara. I'm so excited, y'all. There's Greg is, yes. All right.
Yup. All right, this is that exciting moment. Can you feel it? History is being made right here in the heart of downtown Detroit at Campus Martius Park through the efforts of the Downtown Detroit Partnership and the Detroit City Council and our council member, Scott Benson from District 3, and also from Alkebu-lan Village, Baba Marvis Cofield, and our hero project director brother, Greg McKenzie. We are all so proud of this moment because we have celebrated Kwanzaa in our homes, in our organizations, at our churches for 55 years. And now we are letting the world know that here in Detroit, we are a proud people, capable of great things. And this Kanara, which means candle holder, this Kanara with the Mshuma Saba, the 7 candle, holding the Nguza Saba, the 7 principles, all central to the 7 days of celebration of Kwanzaa, which kicks off today, December 26th, our first day, then continues through January 1st, the final day of Kwanzaa. Each night, a candle will light. And so our brother Greg is going to call out the greeting of Kwanzaa, the daily greeting. You will respond with today's principle, which is unity in Kiswahili. You're going to respond with today's principle, and the magic will happen to that center unity candle. Come on now. Greg, you ready?
All right, so I think we should do a test run. Okay. Because some people might say unity instead of Umoja. And so the word will be habari gani for me, and then the word from you will be Umoja. So the magic people, please don't make the magic happen. This is a test run. Habari gani.
Umoja.
All right, this is the real thing. Y'all ready? Habari gani. It is done.
All right, now for tonight and for the next 7 nights, these candles will light one each night. And I want you all to be sure to come on down, take your selfies, and send it around the world that Detroit is featuring the largest Kanara in the entire world, and we are proud. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you, sir. Oh, no, thank you. Thank you. Fantastic.
Who built this? Who built this? Who built this? We're going to win.
Y'all got tested. Take your pass. That's the biggest beat. Go back. All right. I got to go talk to Let me get your picture of Dr. Craig. Did it say picture? That's right, Mama.
Turn it sideways. Turn it sideways one time for me, Balagoon.
All right.
Balagoon. Balagoon. Yes. Elder Balagoon. Brother Gray. Take this picture. You got your camera? Take this picture right here. Right here, folks. Take this picture. You got me? Balagoon. Brother Balagoon, get me. You got your camera? Make me famous. You got me, Gray? Okay, pass. Send it to me, Gray.
BT, where you go?
All right, Mama. You got me all bad.
Yeah. Come on.
Here, I'm gonna sit right here. I want you to sit right here.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, you ready? Oh, can I just, yep, I'm gonna get this one right quick. Well, here, I just all right, thank you.
It's on.
I got one. I don't know where it
No.
One more. Come on, you guys, I want you to come in and get in too, but take the picture.
It is what it is now.